Hello, this is RJB, and we return with HamburgerSasu in the best of set against Coupang, a player we've not seen before, but a player who I have high expectations of. I say that a lot. I say that every single video. Every single video I say, I've got high expectations. This time around, I actually don't have much to back up my high expectations, because I've never seen Coupang. I don't know if this player is the shit. I don't know if he is the boss, the Gosu that we have all been looking for. I just don't know. We're going in blind. We're going in to get surprised. A best of set. I don't know how many games. But HamburgerSasu on the Terran here on the 5 o'clock location, and Coupang also on the Terran. We're starting off with TVT. We don't see TVT much. Actually, I've never seen HamburgerSasu play TVT. Maybe I have. Maybe I just don't remember that I've seen him play TVT. But TVT, and the Korean fastest map style, tends to be kind of action-packed, oddly. You wouldn't expect it, because TVT has the reputation of not being that exciting, not a lot of action. Kind of like a standoff where both players are staring at each other and not much happens. But here we're gonna see a lot of stuff happen, because we know, based on this gas opening from both players, that it's going to be fast factory against fast factory. Which means a lot of vulture action pretty quick, because they're gonna go vultures first and hopefully try to kill each other with vultures. That's what they're hoping for. They're hoping to kill each other with that very first vulture attack. Not gonna happen though, not gonna happen unless one of these players makes a very big mistake. Unless one of these players makes a very big mistake. We're not gonna see one of them die to vultures. It's not gonna be that simple. I've seen it happen before though, but that was more so one of the two players went for a very weird build order, and that very weird build order just happened to have the result of one player losing pretty miserably. TVT. 2 factories on the way. Both players doing the exact same, except Coupang is not scouting. Coupang is sitting in his base, delaying his scout to get a little more minerals mined from that SCV not running across the map, trying to find an opponent that HamburgerSasu is trying to find. Instead of using his marine, and he finds the SCV there by pure luck. Great micro there on that marine though, to get as much damage on that SCV as he's pretty much already dead. But he finds everything he wants to, and he's going to pay for it with his life. But HamburgerSasu doesn't care if the SCV dies, he just wanted the information. It's mech against mech. SCV actually not dying somehow. It's turning around, trying to juke, trying to stay alive, but I think Coupang knows that SCV there went to the bottom corner, as it didn't show up there in the choke, as he tried to catch it with that second marine. He's going in, and yeah, he finds it. SCV there. Goodbye, SCV. Goodbye. But there's a small little difference here, that Coupang isn't spending his money as quickly as HamburgerSasu, but HamburgerSasu has his vultures out on the map. Third factory, they're already on the way. Armories for both players also on the way. Third factory now being added on for Coupang as well, but a little bit behind on HamburgerSasu's third factory. So now we're going for the attack. HamburgerSasu is feeling frisky, but he is deciding against going in. He killed the marine, and he immediately turns tail and doesn't commit to the fight, which is actually pretty smart, because there's defender's advantage. The defender always has more units than the attacker, unless something significant happens that is going to cause there to be not a defender's advantage. Something like losing workers, losing structures, losing units. Those kind of things all remove defender's advantage. But defender's advantage, with pretty much nothing having happened yet, is very real. Both players have similar units, but when you move out to attack, you'll arrive in the enemy base when new units spawn. That's the idea behind defender's advantage. It's a difficult word to pronounce, so excuse me for that one. So very quick Goliaths from both players. They are actually, there's a slight difference here in favor of HamburgerSasu. He has a smaller amount of SCVs, but he's got more Goliaths. But trust me, when he goes in, There's going to be more Goliaths for Coupang, and he might just start regretting his choice to attack here because he has a smaller force attacking into Coupang's force. And yeah, Coupang is winning this fight pretty convincingly as he's got more Goliaths. Yeah, the Goliaths are just really good against Vultures. Vultures, not that great against Goliaths, but Goliaths do absolutely amazing against Vultures. That's why they're going for very fast Goliaths, not going for very fast tanks. Because if the opponent goes for tanks... I'm not sure why they aren't going for tanks. Goliaths are just a great option. They're mobile, they're quick, and you don't need siege mode on them. So Goliaths against Goliaths. Looks like Coupang currently has about a 14 supply lead over HamburgerSasu, so he is definitely in a good position here. But he's going to basically make the same mistake HamburgerSasu made and go for the attack, although HamburgerSasu doesn't feel he's got this. He's going to micro backwards, going to try to kill some of the stuff there, but Coupang comes out on the bottom side there, loses something, whereas HamburgerSasu loses nothing. HamburgerSasu, though, is trying to play catch-up there with 6 factories in total against 5 from Coupang, and there's no machine shop for either player, just all-out Goliaths against Goliaths. A lot of Goliaths, nothing else, just Goliaths. And yeah, HamburgerSasu is winning this one because he has the defender, and the defender is gonna win this one. I'm not too sure, actually. There's 5 Goliaths against 4 Goliaths, 5 Goliaths, in fact, their one is still there inside the pathway. But looks like HamburgerSasu repairing his Goliaths is coming out on top here again. So both players are kind of like trading their Goliaths for Goliaths. And whoever attacks falls behind in supply. So yeah, nothing is really happening. This is basically just a back and forth, where the back and forth isn't actually a back and forth, it is a stalemate. They're stuck in the situation that they're in. Looks like Coupang is going for faster machine shops. He wants to get siege mode before HamburgerSasu does. HamburgerSasu has no machine shops added on yet. He is still only making Goliaths, and on that little difference where Coupang was not making Goliaths with those factories, actually he's making a lot more Vultures, might just give HamburgerSasu that small little advantage in supply count, or at least in army size, with having a stronger army, because those Goliaths there don't really amount to much. The Goliath count is superior for HamburgerSasu, spreads them out really nicely, goes in for the attack there. Coming in from the side there is Coupang. Coming in from the side, the tank spawns in there in the back. The tank's spawning exactly on time is the huge advantage, but Coupang doesn't seem to need it. Just walking through a choke point where your units are condensed into a wide surround of the enemy units gives the advantage to Coupang, but now this opposite is happening, as Coupang is trying to force himself out of his choke into a surround by HamburgerSasu. HamburgerSasu is going to win this one for sure, although the tank there does a lot of damage, but the tank goes down. Now he's on the chaser into Coupang's space, but the tank's responding there in the back. And he has siege mode finished up, so he's going to siege up and keep those Goliaths away for good forever. And the Goliaths, yeah, HamburgerSasu knows that siege mode should be finishing up right about now, so he turns around, turns tail, and goes back into the middle to avoid losing his Goliaths. With level 1 attack there on the way, which Coupang does not yet have. He just has 000, so his level 1 attack upgrade will be, I think, about half a minute behind on HamburgerSasu. Maybe even more. It really depends on if he's going to start it or not. HamburgerSasu now adding on 4 machine shops, might even add number 5 and 6 as well to go for a lot more tanks, because he's going to have to switch over into tanks. If he doesn't have tanks of his own, Coupang can start pushing out and get more map control with that siege mode, which the Goliaths don't really do too well against. But he's going for that spread on the choke here once again. He's going for that spread out Goliath army inside that choke point, or just behind the choke point, so that Coupang can't move out. Coupang can't move out. He's stuck, a sitting duck. He's going to have to get starports to get dropships, or maybe even battlecruisers or raids to turn the tide. Now the fact that Coupang went for double command center added on to his single one, of course means he's pretty damn rich, and he's going to become a lot richer. And now his tank count is also pretty high compared to HamburgerSasu, who only is now just starting to make tanks and adding on starports. But given that he's about 20 workers behind a Coupang, I'm going to predict the Coupang is going to be a way stronger fighter with a way stronger army than HamburgerSasu as the game progresses. Because that worker difference is might just make or break the game. HamburgerSasu's ability to grow bigger and have a 200 maxed out army is just simply way smaller than Coupang. Coupang has a lot of leverage in that economy that is just going really hard, really fast. HamburgerSasu did add on his own command center there in the back, but it's not 2 command centers, it's a single one. It's just a single one. As you can see, specifically, the amount of gas that Coupang has is way higher. He's mining from 7 in total. HamburgerSasu is still only on 5. Adding on his 3rd command center now as well. Moving more tanks there to the front. Gonna have to start making dropships as well. He's a little bit behind on the advanced starport technology because it looks like Coupang already finishing up his science facility. Has more depots as well. Triple starport there on the corner, making dropships now as well. So he's going to start dropping on top of the hill and get hill control, which is usually the main point that they're trying to contest. These hills. These hills, if you got tanks on them, you have a lot of leverage. You have a lot of zone control. That is basically what Terran against Terran comes down to. Having zone control over the opponent. But currently, that zone control is in the hands of Coupang. He's got this zone here, and this zone here on the top side is also under his control. And once tanks are starting to be loaded up onto the hill, he can extend that zone control into this area, where there's currently almost no tanks on HamburgerSasu, because these tanks behind the hill were actually zoning his tanks away. So if Coupang can get control over this left side hill, HamburgerSasu is going to get boxed in. And the only way he's gonna break free is with his own dropship play. But he's losing this starport there on the top side. He's moving forward there a little bit. He's taking damage on the tanks. Gonna try to kill the tanks there up on the hill. He might succeed, he might not succeed. Kills one. Losing his tanks on the bottom side. Low. These 2 tanks are out of range from each other, so these 2 can't hit each other. He cancels the dropship, or maybe he finished it, but he lifts up the starport to save it. And Coupang is growing really big, really fast. He's growing scarily fast now at 173 supply against HamburgerSasu's 131. He's fallen behind by a lot. Their build orders were almost the same, but the difference is now starting to show that Coupang might just be a way stronger Terran player. No clue who this guy is, but he looks pretty damn good. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And I don't think he's going to give HamburgerSasu a chance to make any form of comeback here. Dropships coming in. These dropships are loaded up. He's going to unload there very close to the tanks. HamburgerSasu unsieged. Oh no, he unsieged and he's going to lose. Oh no, that one very poorly for HamburgerSasu though. It's still a little bit of a stalemate here, but more tanks going up there to the front. But Coupang won a lot of ground there that he shouldn't have been able to win. Because HamburgerSasu unsieged and re-sieged on the exact same spot, and it didn't really work out that well. Supply lead has grown bigger and bigger, and Coupang now in 190 supply has 110 from HamburgerSasu. HamburgerSasu just losing most of his army there. Really not the thing that he wanted to happen. It does have slightly superior. Actually, the upgrades are about the same. His armor is finishing first, but armor doesn't really make much of a difference against Siege Tank in Siege Tank battle, because Siege Tanks still die within 2 hits or 3 hits from another Siege Tank. 75. 75. Actually, it's gonna take 3 hits. Yeah, it's gonna take 4 hits. Yeah, 3 hits. It takes 3 hits. My bad. It takes 3 hits for a Siege Tank to kill a Siege Tank in Siege mode. Not 2, but 3. But yeah, there's a chance that the armor upgrade advantage might just do something. It might not. Maybe I'm just completely wrong with my analysis. What I do know is that battlecruisers are on the way, battlecruisers operational, and they're going to try to peel away at the outer layers here. He does have some of his own raids to counteract against those battlecruisers, but a large amount of battlecruisers are a bit stronger than some raids. The raids currently only focusing on taking down the base, the engineering base, but he's moving in once again. He can't go in. He's going to get up on the hill there, though. Once he gets control of the hill, that is going to be a GG there for HamburgerSasu, because HamburgerSasu won't be able to get that kill control back to his side as Coupang keeps progressing and the battlecruisers are all the way there in the back. He's got a lot of them already. I got about 5, 7 in total at the moment, and he's got a couple more, 5 more on the way for a total of 12. HamburgerSasu losing his Starport on the side. His rates can't go in. He's going in for a drop though on the economy there in the back. Tries to load his tanks. SCVs are running into the tanks though, but he's killing a lot of those SCVs. But actually that might just end up helping Coupang, because Coupang has 9,000 minerals, and now he has a lot of open supply space he can replace with battlecruisers or tanks or whatever he wants and start pushing harder and harder. Great kill control there on the side. The battlecruisers are finishing up, but the battlecruisers are now facing more battlecruisers. They're coming in from the top side there, and there's almost nothing on the ground. He's losing his Goliath on the top side there to the tanks as they get drawn into the aggression. Now, yeah, this is a very high amount of battlecruisers. 7 battlecruisers against 2 here on the side. He's trying to break these tanks up on the high ground, but he's losing his tanks of his own here in the front. The battlecruisers coming in from the top side, while his battlecruisers are on the left side. Even though his battlecruisers can't really fight back to begin with. The supply count is already shifting back in favor of Coupang. It's a 50 supply difference, and now tanks are unloaded on top of HamburgerSasu's SCVs there in the backside. Tanks are sieging up, and they're going to kill a bunch of SCVs there in the backside. No, they don't really kill anything at all. He maybe kills a couple of his own, but the battlecruisers here on the middle are the real difference. They are the real deal breaker. They are the real threat that we have been looking for. I'm going to pause it because this game is over, and I want a beautiful screenshot there because we don't often see battlecruisers in action. Yeah, maybe not the best one. Maybe I should go for this one. Battlecruisers in action. And that is the end of the game. That is the end of the game. There's nothing HamburgerSasu can do here except call GG, which I think he's gonna do within a matter of seconds as his army is gonna clear it out, and he has pretty much nothing here. He's got actually 2 tanks. Just 2 tanks. That is nothing. And a lot of stuff in production, but that doesn't count. So HamburgerSasu loses game number 1 in a TVT against Coupang. Coupang gets his first win against HamburgerSasu. That means we're going to game number 2. Game number 2 between Coupang and HamburgerSasu. Alright, let's see what we got in game number 2. It is a TVP. HamburgerSasu on the Protoss, Coupang on the Terran. This is actually, I think... Actually, the TVT was quite action-packed. It was quite exciting. Actually, it was quite exciting, but most of all, it was different from the usual other matchups that we see. Most of the time, we see PvZ, TVP, TVZ. We don't see much else. Maybe PvP as well. We don't ever see TVT. So that was a fun mix-up. But now we're back to the usual menu. We're back to the usual stuff. Coupang on the purple Terran, and HamburgerSasu on the olive green Protoss. On the bottom right of the map against the top right of the map where Coupang is located, I have high expectations from Coupang because he showed a really good TVT, and I expect him to show us a great TVP. I expect him to have some great chops, some great build order, some great micro. He had some great micro last game. He honestly did. He had some really great micro. I liked how he played. He played fast and precise and smart. Most of all, he played smart. Where HamburgerSasu went for 1 command center, Coupang already had 3 of them pretty early on, and he relied on his micro to keep him into the game, and his planning. The tanks arrived just in time last time, and they allowed him to stay alive. The Coupang going for a double factory once again. Looks like it is his standard build order as a Terran. HamburgerSasu actually going for Nexus, Forge, Pylon, Gateway, Cannon, Gas. Basically, this is the fast robotics build order that we pretty much see most of the time in a PvT. Sometimes when we're on a middle spawn for the Protoss, we see 2 gateways for the Nexus, but on a corner spawn, most of the time, Nexus, Forge, Gateway. That is the build order. that they often go for on the corner. And this game is no different. Factories are close. Factories are close to finishing. Cybercore, they're on the way. Yeah, this part of the game is never really that exciting. You just have some small units chasing each other, scouting the map. Marine there running for its life. Is the Zealot gonna catch up? I mean, there's a small chance the Zealot's gonna catch up. Their movement speed is about the same. And he turns the other way. Oh, he got juked. He juked himself. Poor Zealot. Can they even see each other? Tries to kill it there with the Pro, but the Pro there... And what's he gonna do? The Micro is great. But he's gonna ignore the Marines and walk straight to the base. Sees the barracks floating there up on high. Up on high, Vulture, they're coming in from the side. Gonna take down that Zealot before it arrives in the backside. At least he hopes so, but no. Zealot goes in. Zealot's gonna scout the backside there. Sees Command Center number 2, and it goes down. On the return, though, Vulture moving out. Robotics there, on the way from Hamburger. So is his Citadel of Adun. He's adding on 2 more Stargates as gateways as well. So it's not going to be double robotics. It's probably it is going to be double robotics. Is it? Is it? All right. No double robo. He's going for a single robo into support bay. Citadel of Adun. Dragoon range. This is a slight mix-up, but I think he's doing this specifically to counter the factories. He wants to counter the Vultures, the factories. And tanks are already on the way. He went for only a single Vulture. Straight into siege mode. Straight into tanks. Straight into starport as well. Double starport, or is that a single starport in the back? He's going to start hammering away on that choke. The choice to go Dragoons actually a really good one here, because that allows him to defend himself against this push from Coupang. Reaver is probably not going to finish, though. Looks like he's rolling away. He knows that there's something. I think he saw the Dragoon, so he knows that he has to pull back to his own base. I like that Coupang, or whatever you pronounce that name, is showing restraint. He knows not to push his limits. He has a great game sense. He saw a glimpse of the Dragoons and turned around. He didn't feel like risking anything at all. So HamburgerSasu knows that dropships and tank drops are probably an option Coupang has, so he keeps some Dragoons there on the sides to intercept and kill the dropships and the tanks when they do unload there on the low ground. But we got a Reaver shuttle here on the way, with probably 2 Zealots in there as well to take tank fire. But there's a Wraith there from Coupang, ready to snipe that shuttle out of the air. SVs are running away. Reaver is going to have to unload soon. Unload. Going to shoot there on the SVs there. Gets the hit. Doesn't get the hit. The second one gets the hit. He gets 15 SVs there. He gets 16. Ooh, that's a pretty hard hit there. The first one almost got everything, but the second Scarab got 15. And then one more there on the gas. So that is a good hit. That is going to put HamburgerSasu into an enormous lead. An enormous lead. And Coupang is going to have to struggle and fight hard not to get killed quick. Because usually when this happens, the game ends fast. There's not going to be any mercy. Any mercy. Not on the menu. We're right there on the top side. Engineering bay on the bottom side for vision upon the hills, getting some turrets there as well. His entire left side is completely open. HamburgerSasu went for a gateway army. Because he only had a single robo, he added on a lot of gateways, because that is what you gotta do when you're fighting against a mech army and you hit those SCVs. You go for a gateway mass yourself, and you go hard and hit hard. Gonna hold there behind the hill. Gonna try to get some kills there with the Reaver. Gonna have to break down the choke first, though. And actually, there's a lot of tanks in the front that are going to kill the Dragoon for sure, but he's killing the tanks. He's at least killing a couple tanks. Might get number 4 as well, and he pulls away. Gets 4 of them, pulls away. Coupang is making Goliaths because 1, they're cheap. Considering he doesn't really have any gas income, or didn't have any gas income for a while, because he was recovering his SCV count. He started making Goliaths, but Goliaths are also great in taking down shuttles as long as you know they're coming, and as long as you respond fast enough. Otherwise, the shuttle is going to fly through all the way to the backside, and your SCVs are toast, which we don't want. The HamburgerSasu playing really quick here, playing really quick. His APM is lower than it used to be in the past, but I've already said it once, or I said it a couple times before. He fucked up his wrists. He probably has carpal tunnel syndrome, so he got a little bit slower by about 100 APM. I mean, 280 APM with his accuracy and speed is still very good. As you can see, his macro is perfect. Perfect macro. He's adding onto his base so damn quick. One attack there on the way. Little speed is finished. Storm is finished. Zealot speed also finished, as we saw earlier. Looks like HamburgerSasu couldn't really do much there with the front break attempt. Maybe he should have gone for another drop there on the SCVs. Maybe he should have done that. Who knows? It's easy to say things when you're observing or watching a replay. When you're playing the game, sometimes you make choices that weren't the most optimal ones, but weren't bad ones either. But they did give the opponent some time to recover, and that's what happened here. Coupang got some time to recover, now 105 supply against almost maxed out HamburgerSasu. Let's try to break in through the front, start loading Reavers to take down those depots. Gonna fly in and unload behind the wall as well, but the Goliaths take down the shuttles really quick, and only 2 Zealots here make it onto the ground, but they get taken down. And HamburgerSasu can't break through, because Coupang's entire army is in the front. There's no drop defense there in the back. Everything is in the front to defend against those Dragoons and Zealots. But now shuttles are being loaded up once again. He's going to try to fly in straight towards his SCVs, I'm sure, because he's starting to notice that the frontal attacks aren't having much success. He's adding on a couple more Stargates. He might go for Big Beacon into carriers, although I haven't often seen him go for carriers. He is getting Cybernetics Core number 2 for those air armor or weapon upgrades. So carrier is probably going to be used as a switch after this approach with this, the frontal gateway army attacks and the shuttle drops aren't going to pay off. And if they do pay off, you might still go for carriers, because carriers are just that damn strong. Fleet beacon there on the bottom side. So yeah, carriers it definitely is. He's waiting for Storm because he forgot Storm earlier. He does not have Templars in there, or if he does, he can't use them. He's got the Reavers though. So it's Zealots and the Reavers. Gonna go in for the bottom side there against the edge of the map. Flies in. Coupang, will he respond? He responds pretty quick, starts target firing the shuttles. The shuttles are getting unloaded. The Reaver might have gone down. The Reaver is there on the scene. Reaver is going to start to shoot, but the Scarab doesn't explode on the SCVs. It explodes on the command center instead. But now there's Delta in the back, killing turrets, killing Goliaths, and dealing some heavy damage. Not heavy enough though, but still some pretty heavy damage, but not heavy enough. HamburgerSasu just trying to open up a path there, killing some Goliaths, killing some structures to open up that follow-up drop with the Templars that now have Storm upgrade finished. Corsairs also on the way to, of course, assist those units in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gas there from Hamburger. But interceptor capacity not yet on the way because he can't switch over into carriers yet, but he's getting upgrades for air, armor, and weapon. Also getting ground armor and ground weapon. He isn't getting shield upgrades there though. He already has 1 shield upgrade though. He isn't getting shield level 2 just yet. This game is a slow burn. There's action, there's action. But HamburgerSasu hasn't managed to really do much yet. Except for the 15 SCV kill at one time, he hasn't achieved much. And this, the Goliaths in that drop path, the Goliaths in the exact drop path, I really think HamburgerSasu should try to fly it over the top side here instead of over the bottom side, because the Goliaths are inside that exact drop path where the shuttles have to fly over. The Goliaths are exactly there, and if those shuttles fly over the Goliaths, defending and sniping the shuttles just becomes way too easy. So Coupang there has caught up. He's now on 68 SCVs. He's got a lot of Goliaths and tanks all about the base, and upgrades also on the way. He's on 7 factories at the moment, and he might start adding on more as he gets richer and richer. Got a drop there moving out. This time around, he's going for the left side of Coupang's base. The bottom side hasn't really been working. Get Kandarian out on the way there for Templar Energy. Always a great upgrade to get on fastest map. Goes in from the top side. Goliath from the bottom side. Goliath's moving to the top side though. He's going to try to stop them from happening. Shields are loading. They're on the scene. Temples are a little bit too far away from the SCVs though. To storm on the SCVs, so he starts storming on the Goliaths and the tanks. But the SCVs there mostly stay alive. And that is the downside of dropping from the top left. The SCVs can run pretty far away from where you are flying. Which is the advantage from dropping from the bottom side. Dropping from the bottom side, you can fly straight into that SCV dodge path where the SCVs are gonna walk over as you send them away to another base or to one of these gassing on the bottom side. Goes in with another drop, starts loading the Templars. Templars ready to... Oh, he juked the storm there. He juked the storm like a boss. That was a pretty one. That was a pretty one, but he still killed some SCVs there on the gas, but the storm dodging from Coupang was really good. That was impressive. He juked the storms and has lost any SCVs since that very first Reaver drop. HamburgerSasu is slowly adding on Stargates, getting upgrades. His base is filled out. He's got capacity not on the way for interceptors, but he's getting Disruption Web instead. He's on level something upgrades for his gateway units. Level 212. His air is on 111. Coupang is on 1-2. Level 2 armor on the way. He's got a vessel on the way as well for EMP and defensive matrices. Gonna go for 2 drops at the same time. One from the left, one from the bottom side. Gonna try to trick Coupang by splitting up his multitasking, and he's doing a great job there, but Templars are reloading on the scene. Templars not really storming on the SCVs there though. And somehow, not sure how, somehow Coupang manages to split his focus on 2 locations at the same time. Micro snipes the shuttles with his raids, and snipes the shuttles with his Goliaths at 2 locations. Now, that is impressive. That is honestly really impressive. And because he's maxed out, the tanks are gonna roll out. And HamburgerSasu is in for a bit of pain, in for a bad situation here. Those shuttles coming in from the bottom side, flying into some raids. Raids are ready there to respond. Templars are going to unload there. Zealots are unloading. Templars are not there. Templars are not there. The Templar shuttle got taken down. So now it's just Zealots killing SCVs, which is still somewhat effective. Still a pretty good thing to do. So the raids are going to clean them out while an army is moving out there and knocking on HamburgerSasu's front door while he has no supply left in the tank, and he doesn't really seem to be ready for this. He doesn't seem to be ready for this because he's still producing a lot of units and he's got nothing to use really. He goes out for another drop there, but Goliath might be there to intercept at least 1 shuttle or damage a little bit. So his raids are already back on his command center. Units are there in the front. The Lions are killing some Templars in the choke there. It's gonna move in. Drop there can't go in yet because he just got scanned. So he flies away. He knows he got scanned, so he flies away, and it's kind of like pointless to fly in when you just got scanned because there's a very high chance you're gonna get sniped straight out of the air. So Coupang's army is all moving across the map, and it's pretty damn strong there with the 2-1-2 upgrades against HamburgerSasu's 2-1-2. Starts loading on top of the tanks. Starts loading on top of the tanks. Is he? He's not loading on top of the tanks. He's not. He should have though, but he's not. Oh, HamburgerSasu made a small mistake there. He really should have unloaded those shuttles on top, because now the shuttles are going to get hunted down by the raids. They're coming in hot. Shuttles going down, tries to storm raids, dodge it though. Zealots keep getting pulled into this army here in the front. He keeps going in with only 2 or 3 to just be annoying. So somehow Coupang on 9 factories? Only 9 factories is really putting the damage down. He's really putting on the fire. He's fanning the flames. He's going hard. His army is massive because he only has 60 SCVs. His army is massive, and I don't think HamburgerSasu can really fight against this unless he has a lot of disruption webs. I fear. Oh, he's going for a drop instead. Oh, no, he's going to drop on top of those tanks. He got all of Corsairs there to fight against the raids. Observers there as well. Shuttles are flying away, though. He's going to kill the raids first with the Corsairs, but raids are flying. The raids are all dead and gone. But now he still has to face a really big tank army, and HamburgerSasu is, much to my surprise, most certainly, without a doubt, not gonna survive this one. He's never, ever gonna survive this one. He's got Corsairs against Goliaths and tanks, and not much else. I guess there's a gateway army on the way, but he actually doesn't have that many gateways. He's got 4, 7... yeah, 11 there. 5 here for 16. That isn't that many gateways. He simply couldn't do it. It's a weird way, because the game looked like HamburgerSasu couldn't lose it after he killed 15 SCVs that early into the game. But somehow, Coupang won the match. He just never ever got hurt again. Like, he got punched once, and then he was like, alright, I'm going to strengthen my resolve, and I'm never ever going to get hit again. And he did. He never got hit again. He kept his mind very focused, and just never took damage again. I mean, he did take some damage at his choke once, but after that, he seemed to be holding his own exceptionally well. Coupang is a really strong player. I really want to know who this guy is, because he is really strong. Or maybe HamburgerSasu just didn't succeed with his game plan. Maybe everything just slightly went wrong. Maybe that game was way closer than it appeared. But Coupang just flipped the switch and won quick once he flipped the switch. HamburgerSasu again on the Protoss. He wants revenge. And Coupang on the Red Terran. He wants to keep winning, I guess. He wants to keep winning. That's what all players want to do. They want to keep winning. But oh, he's got for a recipe for disaster here. He's going for a regular barrack build order. He's not going for quick gas. He's not going for mech. He wants to defend with just those simple marines. Probably in a bunker. Probably with an academy to build some medics and firebats as well. 3 barracks are on the way. HamburgerSasu scouts him pretty quick. Mid-gate is not something we really see that much in the Korean scene, but Koreans can pull off some pretty amazing mid-gates. They can also defend them pretty amazingly well as well. Like, I've never seen... I've seen some amazing defenses in the Korean scene against mid-gates that made mid-gate look weak. Straight up weak. Is that a bunker? There's a depot in the front. I don't think he scouted the middle, so I don't think he knows... Maybe he did. Maybe I wasn't paying attention enough, but I don't think Coupang scouted the middle. Bunker on the way. Pylon just there to be annoying. Give Coupang something to focus on, while 2 Zealots have spawned and are on the way to break down those Marines behind the bunker and stop the bunker from finishing. He's going straight for the Marines. Zealot gets stuck, kills 1. Great micro there on display, but he gets stop the Marines nonetheless. Gets 2 kills there. There's a lot of SVs in the front though. He's going to focus down those SVs. No, he's going to go for the Marines and are trying to reinforce and get into the bunker. He's ignoring the bunker altogether. Simply going to let another wave of Zealots take care of the bunker there in the front while he's taking care of SVs there in the back. Marines are putting micro. Great micro. Really good control. Really good control for Coupang. I like this. Starts killing, kills 2 Marines and gets out. He hasn't lost his own Zealots yet. 2 Zealots walking through the front, only 2 Marines in the bunker. They simply ignore it. And they're going straight for the Marines. They're chasing them down. Marines are trying to run around the barracks, but not really managing to get away. More Zealots coming into the front door. Zealots off the Marines. The Minecart is great, but both players are doing a great job at killing as many things as they can. HamburgerSasu is just doing it a little bit better. He's got gas in his base and a cybercore there on the way. Two Zealots are still in the base, wreaking havoc, still forcing Coupang to be very defensive. But Coupang is forgetting to spend his money. He doesn't have an academy yet. He's just so focused on hunting down those Zealots that he is not really doing that well at multitasking. I think we have found his weakness. We might have just found Coupang's weakness. He really isn't spending his money all that well. Now he is. Now that the pressure is off the lid, he's spending a bit better. But the front is going to get taken down. There's a lot of Zealots there breaking through the front door. Yeah, that's a lot of Zealots. Well, the Zealots were... Still there's one Zealot there in the bottom side of the base. Now the Zealots are getting in. Getting on top of the Marines. Oh, HamburgerSasu is having a lucky break there. He's having a great break there, capitalizing on Coupang's mistake. One Zealot there on the bottom side is trying to stop the SV from finishing that command center, but now the Zealots in the front there are taking on so many Marines. But it looks like he holds. Cannons are on the way there though. 3 Zealots there are ready to protect the cannons. 3 Zealots against about 9 Marines, maybe 10 of them. 11 of them. We have a Templar's Archive on the way there in the back, and it looks like there's no engineering bay, no detection, no academy. Looks like HamburgerSasu might just win the game there with Fast Dark Templars after the... I don't want to call it a failed mid-build, he just hasn't... Alright, the fact that he's killing all the stuff in the front kind of means that the mid-build has succeeded, because he's done a lot of damage. He killed a bunker, 3 depots, a lot of Marines. He delayed Coupang by a lot because Coupang's academy is so slow. He really got pushed to his limits with his multitasking. HamburgerSasu simply out-multitasked Coupang. And that's what's probably going to get HamburgerSasu the win here. And the man is finishing up in the back. But he got supply blocked and he doesn't have anything queued up in his barracks at the moment. He did queue up just now, but it took him a long time. Zealots are still running around, trying to distract, trying to keep Coupang so occupied that he can't prepare himself for the Dark Templars, which are already running through the choke point. There's a turret there on the way, but he's just simply gonna kill it because there's nothing to stop the Dark Templars from killing the turret. Kills the SCV, doesn't even kill the turret itself, and Coupang knows it's over as the Dark Templars have arrived. And there's nothing he can do to keep those Dark Templars away or kill them. So that is a good win there for HamburgerSasu. Only took him 6 minutes, 20 seconds. He redeemed himself. And I really think he hit the sweet spot in what Coupang's weakness is. And that is spending his money while microing. Spending his money while microing. He's really good at spending his money while he's not doing much else except spending his money. Because that was the previous 2 games, really. The TVT, he could comfortably spend his money without feeling too much pressure, and in the second game, the same scenario. He was feeling some pressure, but he wasn't forced to constantly micro his units. Oh, I forgot to switch scene, so yeah, you probably saw the game length, you saw everything, but given the video length, you already know how long the video, the replay is going to be. So just gonna ceremonially, symbolically update the score, 1-2. That means we're now going back to the game. HamburgerSasu against Coupang. I forgot the name for a second. Coupang against HamburgerSasu. And we got a friend observing a legend for the Sachi from Sweden. Not from Italy. From Sweden. So yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. Coupang against HamburgerSasu in the final game between these 2 players. Coupang on the red Terran here on the middle right of the map, and we've got HamburgerSasu on the purple Protozzer on the top right of the map. Is HamburgerSasu gonna win this one, or is Coupang gonna once again win this and win the series? I maybe think there's gonna be 2 best of 3s. Maybe it's a best of 5. I don't know. HamburgerSasu starts off with the usual. Wait. That's a gateway. And that's another gateway. Not triple gateway. I've not really ever seen anyone do... This is a Protoss against Zerg build order from HamburgerSasu here. This is not a PvT. This is a PvZ build order. So that's interesting. We don't see this often, or actually we don't see this ever. Nexus, triple gateway, gas in the back. We never see it. This is the very first time. There's a Forester on the way as well. Cybercore. Cybercore. Alright. I kind of want to look at what Coupang is doing here in the back. It's got a depot, it's got a triple barrack there as well. Marines are on the way, moving into the middle. We're going to go for an early command center, and he stops making Marines. He stops making Marines. He's expecting HamburgerSasu to have choked up. But HamburgerSasu didn't choke up. HamburgerSasu didn't choke up. He's got units on the way. He's got zealots on the way from those gateways. And that might become pretty nasty for Coupang. Coupang has started making more SCV Marines again. Because he can't find a choke. If he found a choke, he would have most certainly, without a doubt, added on a third command center. He would have done it, I'm sure. Given that he can't find a choke, he's staying on one. So pretty smart player as well. Pretty smart player as well. And he knows where HamburgerSasu is. He found the zealots. The Marine gets in. Marine gets in. What's he gonna find? Let's see. What is this Marine gonna find there in the back? Dragoons are on the way. Dragoons are finished up. Dragoons are gonna finish up and they're gonna kill the Marine. He confirmed the command center there. The Nexus there. It's not a command center, it's a Nexus in the back. Marine goes down. Do we have Dragoon range finished yet? He's got a bunker up there in the front. Got a lot of Marines. Zealots are coming in. Zealots can't go in. They want to go in, but yet they're going in. No, they're running away. And actually, this is probably why we don't see anyone do this build order that the HamburgerSasu just did. Citadel on the way. Robotics also on the way. He's getting pretty rich though. Mining from 3 assimilators. Dragoons are on the middle to keep these Marines contained. More Dragoons are on the way to assist them to contain. But Coupang feels that he can start pushing out a little bit, just a little bit, and scare HamburgerSasu away from his choke. HamburgerSasu is gonna for sure try again. Now he has 6 Dragoons with range and Zealots. Robot number 2 there queued up there in the pack. He's actually just gonna stand there. No, he's gonna keep standing there. He's gonna line up his Dragoons there in a nice sweet line. Get maximum damage potential. While Coupang is adding on a factory with a machine shop and getting 1 more barracks, and has an engineering bay finished as well. And a starport on the way as well. Coupang really is producing pretty consistently with his Marines. Getting bunker number 2. HamburgerSasu is getting... Wait. Let me see. 3 robotics, triple robo, support bay, Templar's archive. So these units are just here to keep Coupang from moving out. He's playing a non-choke tech Protoss, which is not something we really ever see, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it that HamburgerSasu found somewhat of a new build order. Although it's probably been done before many times, but it phased out because it wasn't optimal. But maybe it turns out that it's actually optimal. Maybe this is optimal. Maybe this is a really good build order. I really want to see where this is going to go. Coupang, though, at the meantime, is getting turrets on the sides. It's about that time that shuttle drops are probably capable of arriving on the scene. Although we should also know, of course, that the drops are probably slowed down because there's Dragoons that were made. He's gonna put the Dragoons up on the hill. He's gonna put them on the hill. He's not. Because Coupang is moving out. He wanted to put them on the hill, but Coupang is being aggressive. He's not giving HamburgerSasu any time to get comfortable and he's returning the favor. He's putting the pressure up on his opponent. Shuttle speed is on the way, armor is on the way, storm is on the way, speed is on the way for Zealot as well. And Dragoon, he didn't have Dragoon range. He actually didn't get Dragoon range. He just wanted to scare Coupang into a specific reaction. Coupang now is actually feeling that he can't keep going. Because he scans, saw 7 gateways, and he probably knows that Dark Temples were on the way, which he didn't have scan energy for to detect. He does have now, but he wouldn't have been able to keep spamming out those scans, so he turns back to his own base. He has weak choke, actually. He didn't completely fully commit to choking. No depots, no wall, just open space and bunkers. Dragoons go to the sides to kill structures hanging in the air to give vision for Coupang on the sides. But Coupang hasn't gotten that far yet. Coupang had... my voice isn't feeling that great. Coupang hadn't gotten that far yet. Marines going to the sides to intercept shuttles and defend the SCVs in the command center. My voice is cracking up. Pretty gnarly stuff. I don't know why my voice is cracking up. Comes in from the top side there, the shuttles are looking for an opening in. He finds an opening, but he flies into the turrets. No, he dodges it. He dodged it. He dodged it. Ghost, lockdown on the way. I like this so much. But he's already on the top side there, unloading. There's 2 Reavers, 3 Reavers. A lot of Zealots as well. There's only Marines, a couple tanks in the front, but only a couple tanks, so 4 tanks in total in his entire base. Those are 2 depots on the top side. Tank is rolling up, and more units. Ooh, Dragoons are coming in now as well. All the units he made up until now are being shuttled in. Oh, this is great stuff there, HamburgerSasu. This is brutal. He's really getting things done. He's protecting the Reavers in the back there with his units. That is one thing HamburgerSasu always does very well. Protecting the Reavers in the back. Lockdown is finished, but the Reavers are free to come closer to the SCVs. SCVs are gonna explode. No, SCVs not gonna explode. A couple of them are gonna explode there, though. Oh, nice drop from HamburgerSasu. It's absolutely brutal. He's killing so much stuff. The Ghosts don't have energy for lockdown yet, so they can't really do much. And this shuttle, the Reaver, gonna shoot on the SCVs. SCVs are running away. The Scarab's not exploding on the SCVs, but he got as much kill as he could. Oh wait, there's still a Reaver in there. Reaver gonna shoot. Oh, it doesn't shoot. But holy majoli, holy Jesus, that was a beautiful fight there. HamburgerSasu put so much pressure onto Coupang. Coupang didn't lose his SCVs though. His SCVs stayed alive. But he did lose about 30 or 40 Marines in total. Lost his armories on the top side, depots on the top side, turrets on the top side. He just got completely obliterated on the top side. He survived. But that fight was really good for HamburgerSasu, who now has a bigger base as well, more robos as well, and is coming in with a drop there from the bottom side. Actually, the bottom right. Go straight for the SCVs. There's nothing in between. Some tanks there to defend. Marines are coming from the top side to the bottom side. Templars are storming everywhere. Templars are storming literally everywhere. The storm doesn't move. Ooh, the storm almost... He almost got everything. But Coupang somehow managed to find the exact spot in between 4 storms. And he kept his SCVs alive. I don't know how. But he's still in the game. He's still in the game. With 46 SCVs, not a lot of SCVs, but he's got some SCVs. Also a little bit of playing around there on the hill with a Dragoon to kill the SCV there, but not succeeding on to kill the turret there, though, from past the hill. Drop there coming in from the top side as well. Turret's going to finish up just in time. Not in time. He flies in right before, just in time. Goes there, has energy for lockdown, gets a lockdown. There's nothing inside the shuttle left. The Templars are on the scene as well. Templar going to crawl forward towards. He gets the storm on the SCVs, and Coupang makes the big mistake of not dodging the Templar. Yeah, that was prime HamburgerSasu, where HamburgerSasu manages to stick to his build order and manages to really get things done, manages to get damage down on the opponent, and when he does, he is brutal. He is absolutely pinpoint accuracy. Brutal execution. Brutal execution. Really well played there for HamburgerSasu. That gets him win number 2. And that means that it was probably to best of 3s instead of a best of 5. Because there's no game number 5. There's only 4 games. But that was it for today. It was RGB for RJB TV with another almost 1 hour long video. I've been making 1 hour long videos in the last couple videos. Not sure why. Just been selecting these longer sets because they're fun. They're fun to do. Specifically in one go. They're fun to do in one sitting because there's this storyline that progresses and that goes on and concludes itself as the players go hard, toe-to-toe, nail-to-nail, tooth-and-nail, whatever you want to say or call it. They just go hard, they go ham, and at the end of the day, there's a victor. And in this case, 2 victors because the score is tied up. Or no victor. It really depends on your perspective. Did one of them win, or did they both just have a draw? Or did they both win? They both won a best of 3. Let's call it like that. They both won a best of 3. So to our winners, congratulations. You both won. And that's the video.